That's a sound acknowledging. Yeah, yeah. Oh, no, Joe, no. I went looking for him and lost myself. The drop merged with the sea. Who can find it now? Oh, in the stillness of the night, the goddess whispers. In the bright of the day, the god roars. Life pulses. Mind imagines. Emotion. Even the smallest wave, their essence. All there is this perception. Perception is not owned by. The movies just said it's a high quality video. Sir, can I land with you? You know what I mean? Sir, can I land without you talking over me? The only question I'm asking is his poll numbers right now are way down. So to try to delegitimize, whether you agree with the protest or not, to try and delegitimize it, you just been series. Oh my God! It's a squabble. It's a squabble between Darian and Sugar Belly, and then we're passing my evil brother Ingram.
Yeah, so I'm sorry to say, but like this is your own lack of comprehension or lack of grasp of like what we're discussing here, okay? The discussion here is not about who did slavery and who didn't do slavery. The whole of Nigeria was awash in slaves. So nothing in what I said relies on denying that any other group of people participated in slavery. That is not the point. The point of what I said, right, is to provide the historical background for why we are having people being slaughtered in the Middle Belt in Nigeria today. So yes, did the Oyo Empire have slaves? They did have slaves. Did Igbo people have slaves? Yes, we did have slaves. Did other groups of people in Nigeria have slaves? Yes, we did have slaves. However, only one group of people in 2025 are still trying to continue their colonial state by killing and enslaving and dispossessing and land grabbing and genociding people today. And that group of people inside Nigeria are Fulani people. That is the difference. That is the relevance, right, of me giving the history of the Sokoto Caliphate as a colonial state in Nigeria. It is because of all the other feudal states that existed in Nigeria. Only one in 2025 is still trying to extend their colonial projects. Okay? So coming to tell us about how, as a descendants of slaves in America, how we touch you, I don't give a fuck. It's not about you. Like, stop. Not everything is about you. This conversation is not about you and how you feel about slavery. The conversation is about the fact that Nigeria has millions of people who are coming from outside Nigeria
Jacob, are you there? Hello? 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 Hello?
I've been listening to cover music. Like this isn't the original band, it's just a cover band. But because it's copyrighted music, we can't play it. Brag about y'all empires and y'all culture. Y'all are the motherfuckers who were the colonists. Those small tribes that y'all like to disrespect and disregard, they're the ones who suffer from y'all colonialism. Yeah, I'm not saying that. That's human nature. It's human nature on all sides. That's his point. So let's pass it to Ant, and then we're gonna give it to Ingrid. Ant, do you think? Ant is actually on the in Nigeria. What tribe are you from, and what's your religion, brother? Hey, I'm Igbo. I was born in Southeast, but I grew up mostly in the North. Okay. Yeah. So trying to bring this back to the topic of people's life. The whole thing that's happening right now is a jihad. No one can tell me. Is it me, or is this mic going in and out, or is it? You gotta speak clear, brother. It's kind of low. Hold on. Yeah, the African mic, boy. Wait. We don't allow Afrophobia in here. Can you see me now? Yes, continue. Yeah, so the whole thing that's happening right now in Nigeria is a genocide. Forget what anyone's saying. Because from the get-go, this has been from the Boko Haram aspect, because they're all coming in from the north. What Shikore is saying, the first part is true. They're coming from the north, they're killing everyone. They don't care who they're killing. Both Muslims, both Christians, they're killing everybody and taking over their lands. Wait. I just seen what you posted in there. Is that recent photos? Yes, look, that guy is in Nigeria. He's in the north fighting right now. I'm shouting to know whether we could bring him on Clubhouse because he's in the front. Yes, brother. Yes, bring him on. Yes, brother. Yes, bring him on, brother. Yes. A lot of this, like Tinubu, moved 2 generals last week. These generals were like supposed to be these generals were against Boko Haram. They were having a good fight, but the general criticized Tinubu. Tinubu removed them. This happened again 2022. And that general came and criticized the Nigerian government, saying that our equipment were bad. He removed them. Anyone that criticizes the government and is against Boko Haram, they have been removed, no matter who they were. Both Igbos, both Muslim generals. They're removing everybody. Everyone is saying Tinubu has Christian wife, right? That doesn't matter. If the jihad happens in Nigeria, he will send his wives overseas. They don't have to stay in Nigeria. Tinubu can stay in Nigeria and everything happens. Even if Trump comes to help Nigeria and takes oil, we don't even use the oil. They're not giving us the oil. No one in Nigeria is benefiting from the oil. So if he comes to take the oil, that doesn't care. Nigerian soldiers are even happy that he wants to come to Nigeria. Nigerian soldiers themselves say that they don't care. Let him come and help us out because Anytime that the Nigerians can advance, their hands are being held back. They cannot push further. Why? Because the government says, no, we cannot push further to the states. In 2015, I started with DSS. I was with DSS. DSS is basically like our FBI back in Nigeria. 2015. Bro, DSS do not do NYSE. You're fucking lying. Baba,
Let me not interrupt him. Let him finish.
I didn't hear you speaking. DSS do not do NYSE. Fulani, I gave you respect. I even moved. But then I'm talking, brother. Okay, so you can correct the misinformation after he's done. Just wait till he's done, and then you can correct the misinformation. All right, thank you. Back to Fulani. Fulani never said NYSC. He never said NYSC. So what would you say? We were in Abuja that appeared. We had meetings about this whole thing, saying what are we going to do about Boko Haram. Our fucking vice president is a terrorist sympathizer. I guess okay. Our vice president has had the guy that bombed Abuja. Wasn't he caught in the vice president's house? What are you talking about? We caught the guy that bombed Abuja at the vice president's house, Lou. And this guy was nominated for the vice presidency in our country. What are you talking about? The country is gone. They want to come and take over the country. I don't fucking care. I think he's talking about everyone saying they will take all our resources. What resources do we have that would take? Anyone that enters power takes our resources and helps only his family and himself. Oil, gas now is like for how much for a fucking liter. And if Trump wants to come and help out, fine. If he wants to take oil, that's fine. As long as he comes and bombards the north. No one goes to the north anymore. Borno is on heat. No one can go to Borno anymore. So that's all I'll say. I'll reach out to the guy when if I can get anything on me, I'll let you know. Thanks. I'm about to follow you now. Great prayers up to you and your family. I'm a 23andMe Igbo, Yoruba, and a small percentage of houses, so I empathize with my Igbo brothers, even though I put the diaspora wars aside. I'm American, so if the American country want to get behind you guys, I'm all for it, brother. All right.
Wait, so what?
It's my turn. Should have been relaxed now. It's my turn to speak.
No, I thought you were done. Sorry.
No, I've not been spoken, not the talk of done. First of all, they kept on talking about resources. These resources in the north. The people that control these resources in the north are the major generals, Fulani generals, retired and serving, Fulani Islamic clerics, and their top political elites. So they use these terrorist guys to mine these resources. These guys are fucking wealthy, very rich. These resources is not being shared to the general public, just like you get the oil and gas from the southwest, south, and southeast. They sell it, they use it for Nigeria. But the resources in the north belongs to this north. You see the reason why they are crying? America want our resources. Resources without, we don't have electricity in Nigeria. We don't have running water. We have 774 local governments in Nigeria. 774. No local government have running water. Like you go on your tap. No. Everybody dig borehole. That is by the way. Don't have healthcare. Donald Trump, if he's sick, he takes care of himself here. Prime Minister of England, of Britain, if he's sick, he takes care of himself in England. Macron of France, same thing. But Nigerian president and past, even that Fulani one, the one that died like a cockroach, said his name is Buhari. He died in UK, he died in London. He didn't die in Nigeria. For 8 years, he couldn't build one good health care system that can take care of him. One presidential one. No, they all go abroad. So now, we don't have good health care in Nigeria. We don't have roads, not to talk of good roads. We don't have roads in Nigeria. Nigeria is a shithole. So tell me, what is the thing that Trump is coming to divide in Nigeria? What is it that Trump is coming to destroy? The country is already destroyed. There is no country there. The thing is, these Fulanis, these guys are parasites. They are leeches. They cannot survive without the South. This is the purpose of the amalgamation in the first place. This is why Britain amalgamated we and them. Nothing else. These guys cannot survive. These guys are economically damaged. They cannot reason. They cannot think. How in this 21st century, you still want to move cow from Texas foot from Texas to Nevada. I live in Nevada. Then you begin to understand the kind of species, the kind of humans you're dealing with. You want to walk cows on foot? Tell them ranch, go and ranch your cow. They said no. They want the federal government to fund ranches.
But you are crying and complaining about them.
Bro, they want federal government to fund ranches for them. But now you start to imagine the reason, the psyche of these people. We are Igbos. We do business. We go to the north. We buy land. We build shopping complexes. We deal in spare parts. We don't ask the government to fund our spare part business. But the Fulanis, they are so entitled that they think Nigeria is theirs. When you go to the military, that's one thing I like about this, what Tinubu is doing, even though one thing I like what Abawo is doing, even though the man is the calamity on his own. But one thing he's doing that I like is he's trying to reshuffle the military and paramilitary. The Fulani dominated for decades. They dominated the police, the military, the army, the navy, the air force. Their generals, they dominate these positions. They cannot live without federal government handouts. These guys cannot do nothing. They cannot create wealth. Their life depends on government. That is why within 2 years of Tinubu.
So you're saying they are the warriors of the country?
No, they are not warriors. These guys are lazy.
They are the military.
They are not.
They are the police.
They
are the army.
They control the.
You said that from your mouth, but then you said it's lazy.
You said warriors. You made a mistake in the warriors.
No, just they are the army, the military, the generals.
Disproportionately.
Bro, listen, I know you got hate. You know you got hate for.
Hold on. Hey, he's talking. I'll bring you back up after he's done, Fulani brother. All right. Continue, Ingrid.
Like said warriors. When you use the word warriors, that is an overstatement. Due to long age, they don't school. They recruit them into the military. All of them, they don't go to school. They do nothing other than the military. So they recruit them into the military. They have a larger population in the military. So what Tinubu is doing now is he's like trying to restructure the military. Even though he's trying to restructure the military in his own way.
What is this?
Filling the spaces with his brothers from the Yoruba side. This is how divided Nigeria is. This is why I say we are not meant to be together in the first place. Now, with Nigerians endured 8 years of Buhari's calamity, especially the Igbos. Buhari slaughtered us like chickens from the southeast. The videos are there. Go on YouTube, Google it, you see it. We did not complain, nobody complained. Just 2 years of Tinubu to let you know that these guys cannot live without power. Just 2 years of Tinubu, they started plotting coup. Just to remove 2 years of Tinubu. This is to tell you how these people reason, how they think. They cannot coexist with any human being, with any culture. Talking about the Hausas, they emasculated the Hausas. When you go to the house, when you go to the north now, there is no Hausa man, there is an emir. There is no Hausa man, there is a governor in the north. No Hausa governor. No Hausa emir. All the emirs are Fulanis. All the governors are Fulanis. Bro, they did their emasculation down to Yoruba land, southwest, in Kwara State. They took over the Yoruba State. Ilori conquest. They conquered Yoruba land. Ilori. Now, that's why you go to Ilori. Ilori, Kwara State is Yoruba land. But when you go there today, they don't have any Oba there. What they have there is Emir. And the little community, the little Yoruba speaking community in Kwara State, they decimated that place. They all ran away. The little Yoruba speaking place in community in Kogi State, they decimated that place. They want to take over force. Their generals, they dominate this position. They cannot coexist with other tribes. So it doesn't look like we are coming here, it's like a hate against Fulanis. No, these guys are not humans. Tell them get ranches. Bro, I spent money.
Not humans.
I tell you the truth, bro. I spend money. I spend money for my farm. Bro, I know how much I spend on my farm. But these guys will come with AK-47, assault rifle, with their cows. They will graze on your farmland. Bro, look at abnormality. Just close your eyes for a second. Picture this abnormality. They will bring cows of over 300 to 500 cows to graze on your farmland. You spend money. You cannot complain. America for over 15 years. I have not seen cow roam the street of America. In this 21st century, I have not seen cow roam around in America. What did you put cow?
Can I ask you a question, brother?
Go ahead, please.
Are you willing to go to war with these Fulani herders, bro?
See, let me make this clear. Let me make it very, very clear. These guys are not powerful. It's not as if you're scared of these guys. The only thing these guys have is the government backing. Bro, we, the Igbos, we staged a war with Nigeria for 3 years, 1967 to 1970. 3 years. Nigeria said, not only Nigeria. It was Britain, it was Russia, it was France. We staged a war. We went to war with them for 3 years. 3 years. Even though we lost over 5 million of us, no problem. But if we can go to war with Nigeria, bro, if not for the federation.
Right, yeah, rough as
It is to be free from the hypnosis of conditioning, free from the magnetic influence and compulsiveness of the psychological mind. It is to recognize that you are not an object, that this body is an inadequate representation of being. It is only a vessel through which consciousness and the vital force act in the portrayal called life. Oh. Recognize the naturalness that you are pure, all-pervasive, space-like, ever-expressing, spontaneous presence awareness with no reference point, self-nature, having any substance or independent existence. Failing to recognize naturalness, the unity of appearance and emptiness, space and its content, delusion happens and there is a grasping of our fixation on appearance, me and the other, seeming duality. Without that fixation, there is freedom as naturalness. Delusion dissolves, and evenness, non-duality remains.
Even though you're correct, right? These are colonial.
Nothing else. Naturally remaining is naturalness. Equanimity is the natural, effortless meditation of no one to meditate and nothing to meditate on, no trying to get or trying to avoid, just effortless being, which is always already so. Recognize this again and again. Try to remember the main points. Birth and death are like going to sleep at night and waking up in the morning. When you go to sleep at night, you die. When you dream, it's like being on an astral plane. When you wake up in the morning, it's like being born. Through those states of consciousness, somebody exists, and that somebody is none other than you. In other words, you are aware of dreaming. You are aware of sleeping. You are aware of waking up. You are aware of dying. And you are aware of being reborn.
America for over 15 years.
Watching
I have not seen cow roam the street of America. In the 21st century.
abide in your existence, not in the States. Ignore the fake consciousness. Abide in the reality, which is called absolute awareness, consciousness. Abide in that and be free. Enlightenment is the sudden realization that non-duality, not duality, is the reality of our experience. Consciousness is not private and personal, but universal and impersonal eternally. Enlightenment is like the moon reflected on the water.
Dewey and Chloe. I'm gonna set up Antoinette. She's the mother.
I'm by myself.
are you from, Tom?
I went looking for him and lost myself. The drop merged with the sea. Who can find it now? In the stillness of the night, the goddess whispers. In the bright of the day, the god roars. Life pulses, mind imagines, emotions wave, thoughts wander. What are these but the endless movements? One taste, forever at play with its own gestures, whispering quietly to all who will listen. Is this not yourself? When the thunder roars, do you not hear yourself? When the lightning cracks, do you not see yourself? When the clouds float quietly across the sky, is this not your very own limitless being waving back at you? You can attach a K to it. Any word with the the scorpion becomes the snake becomes the phoenix. And that's why people on this app say, Grand Phoenix Rising, because they're talking about the Kundalini, or the spirit that resides in everyone. You can say it's your soul. And so there's ways to manipulate that spirit, to activate it, to control it, to enjoy it. And, if you don't know how to do that, that's me holding the Constitution.
That's you.
That's me.
You're a veteran.
I'm a veteran.
And a supporter of Israel.
And a supporter.
Yeah, you're fucking us. It's out there. How do you the actual chief of the matter?
District, we just hole punched all of our petitions up at the top, and now we're going to either string them all together or find some type of metal ring.
Federal charges have been filed against Democratic congressional candidate Kat Abulazala and others in connection to protests at the Broadview.
Constitution, read by candidate
I got the viral bonus count.
Congressman John Kitover.
Wait, no, but he said that what I said was not true. Then he said exactly what I said.
Wait. Because the part where he said it's not true is because you said that during the caliphate in 1800s that they colonized houses.
Okay, Luke, can we just ask
Hold on, let me just clarify this. Let me just ask him. So, Ahmad, so should really claim that the Fulani colonized the Hausa people. Is this true, yes or no?
We say, and so.
Why would LGBT would literally come to a house?
No, you're asking the wrong question. So when you say colonized,
no, that's what you said. You said
no, I get it. Like, can I just ask him a question, please?
She's panicking.
I'm not panicking.
Wait. Before you re-ask my question, let him answer mine first, and then you can go next. So, Ahmad, is it true that the Fulani colonized the Hausa people? Yes. Ahmad, you gotta unmute your mic, brother. Ahmad, you gotta unmute your mic and come off your mic, brother. Pause. Ahmad, you got to unmute your mic and come off your mic, brother.
Usman Danfodio is a Fulani man. So, before the jihad of Usman Danfodio, majority of the...
He asked if they colonized you. Like, answer that.
Yes. Did the Fulanis colonize the Hausa people, yes or no?
It's a yes answer.
Oh, you said I lied. I lied.
He said no at first. What
He said I lied.
He switched his answer.
I'm trying to explain something. I'm trying to give you...
No, I think he was trying to explain something else.
Bro.
I'm trying to give you the account of what happened.
I get it.
Why are you calling me a liar? Only to say exactly what I said.
No, he said, wait,
Problem is, bro, is that brother got a Nike Adidas shirt on, brother.
And some flip-flops.
I like him. Like, we're not hating him, bro. Let's not be Afrophobic. This ain't middle school. We're talking about flip-flops.
I'm not. The answer is not you have a different content. Wait, so let me tell you something.
Ahmad, hold on. Ahmad, hold on, calm down, brother. When I first asked you the question, you said no. You said no, they didn't colonize us. And then you got peer pressure, and then we asked you again, and then you reneged and said yes, they did colonize us. So are you colonized or you're not?
There are some explanations that I want to give you. When the Fulanis crossed the border, Hausa's majority of them are not Muslims. The kingmakers, majority of them are not Muslims. But when Danfodio comes, some of them he fought with them so that by him trying to separate the Islam. So some of there are a lot of things. I don't want to come and say something that is not true. That there are some things that I'm trying to watch.
It's something like that. Honestly speaking, if you come, there was a fighting between the Fulanis and the households, all this kind of thing. So they accepted him. And if you look at presently, we have something that I want to say.
How can you accept somebody who came to the fight?
Yes, because that's what I'm saying. Wait. There's a difference between accepting and letting somebody conquer you. Like, I mean, not letting somebody, but somebody conquer you. So did you guys accept them?
Yeah, we accept him. The House of Land accepted him.
You didn't accept him. He basically colonized you by force.
Okay, in that case, it's not by force, so they accepted him.
Okay, so it wasn't colonized. Okay, thank you.
That's the reason why even before I wanted to use another word, not colonized.
Okay, can I ask a question? Can I just ask a question?
Yes.
No, let him land, sugar brother. Let him land. All right, he's after he was going to this full thought out. I'm not finished, brother.
Okay, and presently in Hausa, we have something that we call Hausa Bokwe. Like, there are 7 houses. That is our traditional rulers. You know, our traditional rulers are also most powerful in Hausa land. And people, a lot of us followed them. So we have Hausa Bokwe. There's 4 classes of traditional rulers in Hausa land, which is include.
Is that what you're talking about, Rabbi?
No, I'm listening to Martin Shkreli as I work.
Oh, really? What's he saying?
Martin Shkreli?
Yeah, I know who he is.
He's awesome.
Highly called Epstein as a Democrat ploy. I'm going to use that as my fiscal model. I don't think I didn't say that at all. We all know it's real. So, like, this idea that politics is a Democrat ploy. Like,
What do you mean by
hold on. I'll let you. It's how they, like, funnel money. So, like, this idea that somehow we can exploit, other fucking third world nations or more economically deprived nations and fleece their populations somehow is going to be like, oh, that's really great. Again, it's this weird hypocrisy and this weird false economic picture that's not based in reality. It's not based on any forecast models. You have nothing to cite or source. And again, you're using the fucking basement busting fucking dollar store version of an AI that is literally, you can't train. You didn't design it. You didn't build it. So, I don't know, Nick. Like, you can get some raw materials from overseas. You can get some products made over there, and there should be an equitable balance. But the idea that somehow we can't fucking make American-made cars, like Toyota is the #1 made American car. Like, let that sink in. Toyota's more American-made than Chevy, Ford, fucking any of the others. But somehow or another, this guy has the economic picture that he got from fucking Gemini to sit there and tell us what was really going to work. Holy crap on a cracker. Nobody should listen to this guy.
Wait a minute. Now, you notice I didn't cut him off, but I see if he has some respect now. Now, let's clear something up right quick. Because I don't think he understands what I mean by when I say train. This is what I mean when I say these people, they don't fucking listen and they're fucking detached from reality. When I say train, I wasn't talking about writing code for Gemini food. That's what I'm talking about. What I was talking about is, if you look at the bottom of Gemini, right when you put the words in, when you're talking to it, when you put your words in, it clearly says below there, double check the information, Gemini can be wrong. That's what it says at the bottom down there. You know what I did? I told the Gemini, for this particular inquiry, I said, only go with nonpartisan, reputable sources. That is called training it to give me the source that I want. That is not a biased source. That is being objective, my man. If I say nonpartisan, reputable sources for this particular question that I asked it is Trump tariff contributing to the rise in prices. Okay? And I said, give me nonpartisan, reputable sources. I don't understand what the fuck you're talking about. Make fucking sense, my man. When I trained it to do that, because if I don't tell it to do that, Now, look, I've asked this thing question, and it pulled from Quora. It pulls from Reddit. What are you talking about? So when I said I trained it, this is what I mean, sir. So maybe you need to pay attention because listening is an art, dumbass. Listening is an art. Now he told me that I don't have sources. I guess the Cato Institute isn't the source. I guess the PIIE isn't the source. They're in the chat, dumbass. You talk a lot of fucking talk, sir, but I need you to back it up with some shit because I put down 4 sources in the chat from reputable organizations that are all saying the same goddamn thing. So look, tell you what, I'm not going to call a man out his name. I take all of that back, sir. You're not a dumbass. I'm just educating you right now on what I mean when I say train. So you can leave that part alone. I hope you understand what I mean. I don't literally mean I wrote the code for Gemini, dude. I'm talking about when I asked him to bring me information to the question I asked, I gave it a standard to go by when searching out that information. You know that's something you can do with the Gemini, right? I don't know if you knew that, but that's actually something you can do with the Gemini. Okay? Like when I'm dealing with history and science, I tell it only use collegiate, peer-reviewed, reputable sources. Collegiate, peer-reviewed, reputable sources from reputable publishers like Oxford, like Yale University Press, like University of Chicago Press, like Routledge, like Brill. You ever heard of these? These are reputable, peer-reviewed, collegiate presses. Do you know about that? So I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Maybe you need to stop yapping so much and try to understand where I'm coming from, sir. I'll stop right there. And by the way, the sources are in the chat. Feel free to read them.
I didn't read them. They're from Trump's first term, so maybe you should keep up.
Yeah, ways. Let me tell you, there's something between Hausa and Fulani. We have already intermarried to the extent that in some houses you cannot differentiate. Majority of them, they were speaking out. They cannot say even 2 words in Fulani.
So wait,
I'm asking about what they're
the Hausa
speaking.
people are your brothers. I mean, the Fulani people are your brothers. You.
No, so
Wait, let him answer this. Are you saying that the Fulani people in 2025 is your brothers? We are family. It's kind of hard. It's impossible to separate, correct?
Honestly speaking, that is the general thinking or perspective of the people in the Hausa land.
Okay, thank you. That's all I want.
wait, hang on, Ahmad. I feel like you're being right? Sorry,
I'm saying he's saying the majority, so speaking solely, everybody don't have political power.
Ahmad is being clever by half because
This is what this sounds like, right? Now imagine in America we had traditional rulers, right?
it has nothing to do with America.
No, I'm making a metaphor.
There's no metaphor in America for Nigeria.
Absolutely it is. Crips and Hoovers. That's who they live. The Fulanis, them Hoovers. Y'all know right? Them the Hoovers. That's what happened. I'm so grateful y'all do this every time. Y'all try to make it seem like it's
I will keep it real. That's the best.
People argue.
If y'all know about the Hoovers, it was a Crip set, and then it branched off to like the Fulanis. Fulanis is like their own thing, but kind of integrated.
So let me make an analogy.
That was actually hilarious.
Okay,
Let
so
me make
I'll
an
love
analogy.
you.
Let me finish my analogy.
Yeah, I'll love you.
Fulani Crips.
So imagine if we had traditional rulers, right? The Hausa would be an American woman, and then the Fulani would be a white man. Now imagine a white ruler with a black female queen. That's what it sounds like Ahmad's situation is, brother. It sounds like you're being ruled and dominated and controlled.
reason we created these initial robots was to solve a pretty basic problem.
Tao Te Ching can be translated as the book of the imminence of the way, or the book of the way and of how it manifests itself in the world, or simply the book of the way. Since it is already well known by its Chinese title, I have let that stand. About Lao Tzu, its author, there's practically nothing to be said. He may have been an older contemporary of Confucius, 551 to 479 BCE, and may have held the position you enter into it. The deeper it is. Where is the way to the way? What a question. Still, for complicated minds, drastic measures are needed. Lao Tzu's book was written as a response out of grandmotherly kindness. According to the oldest biography, Lao Tzu lived for a long time in the country of Chu, but seeing its decline, he departed. When he reached the frontier, the guard said, "Since you were going away, sir, could you write a book to teach me the art of living?" Thereupon, Lao Tzu wrote his book about the Tao and departed. This is legend, but it is an accurate description of the way in which true teaching happens. He who knows doesn't talk, but words are no hindrance for him. He uses them as he would use gardening tools. When someone asks, he answers.